Hello everyone, welcome to another video. We're sticking with the same track today, but we're switching sims. We're taking on Watkins Glen again, but this time we're in RaceRoom for the BMW M235i Cup. I feel like I'm taking my life in my hands entering this series again. The last time I raced it, I got disqualified within 2 laps, got smashed around left, right and centre at the Nürburgring. Hopefully it'll be better today, but we're going to have our work to do because we struggled in qualifying. We're going to be starting from 11th on the grid. I think I'm still suffering from a bit of ring rust after this 3 weeks off, because normally I'd expect to be around 6th or 7th on a grid like this, but at the moment we're a good 1 second off that pace, so we've got a lot of work to do here at Watkins Glen. Hopefully we can survive the first lap unscathed. We're going to be lining up on the outside. Now that could be an advantage if turn 1 gets a little spicy, because we've got the safe haven of the runoff area that we can take to avoid any carnage, but let's cross that bridge when we come to it. We've got away reasonably well. In fact, we might have even gained a couple of positions with that good start. However, Terence Bucker's going to make a move up the inside, and also Zaki Al-Haidari in that green BMW. In fact, he's not going to leave us much room at all, squeezing us out onto the curb. We've also got Jochen Puma having a look up the inside as well. However, I think we've just about got enough pace to keep our noses in front of him, so we're going to maintain 11th position through the S's. We've held on to our starting place, and crucially, we've also avoided any contact, so we haven't picked up any incident points yet, but it's early in the race. We've still got to navigate our way through the inner loop first, and that is incoming right now. Well, it certainly wasn't the tidiest line through there, but we seem to have got through it better than the cars behind, because there's a bit of a bigger gap in the rearview mirror now, 0.9 of a second back to Puma. Meanwhile, in front, Al-Haidari is swarming all over the back of Butkar's BMW. Is he going to have a sniff up the inside? He is! Into this left-hander, there's a little bit of contact. Al-Haidari gets onto the grass. So does Butkar on exit. He ran too wide. Oh, it's not taking any time at all to heat up this race. Into the hairpin, Al-Haidari, it looks like he's going to have another look up the inside, but has he got the drive to pull alongside Butkar? It doesn't look like he has. Meanwhile, behind, that gap is increasing. It's 1.5 seconds back to Puma now, so it looks like we've got the pace to make a break for it here. Oh, but we run it in a little bit hot there. We almost ran into the back of Al-Haidari. Thankfully, we managed to get it stopped, but the 3 cars concertinaing together through this section. Once again, we get really close on the back of Al-Haidari through that turn. A quick glance at the stats on the leaderboard suggests that we should be pretty evenly matched. We've got identical ratings. However, after the first lap, I do feel like I've got a little bit in reserve. I think I've got a bit more pace than this guy in front, unless, of course, he's being held up by Terence Butkar in 9th. So we're headed towards the start-finish line. That's lap 1 done and dusted. We've got Butkar in 9th, Al-Haidari in 10th. We're in 11th. I'll be interested to see if Al-Haidari makes a move up the inside into T1. He's certainly thinking about it. There's a little bit of contact. Can we pick up the pieces? That contact sent Butkar out to the runoff area. I thought it might cost him a little bit of speed, but he seems to have rejoined the track fairly quickly, and actually he's been able to hold on to that 9th position. Out of the 3 of us, I certainly had the best run out of T1. I was carrying more speed than Al-Haidari. I had a tentative look around the outside, but I just had to get off the gas slightly to get the car turned. But this is really close now. There's less than half a second separating the 3 of us. Again, we try and stick our nose around the outside into the inner loop. That probably wasn't going to work, but it will let Al-Haidari know that we're there and that we're keen to try and make a pass. Hopefully it'll fluster him a bit. We need to try and force any advantage that we can, because Watkins Glen is never the easiest track to overtake on at the best of times, but in a series like this, these cars are so evenly matched, it makes it really tough to find the extra speed needed to pull alongside and pass someone. And it looks like Terence Butkar might have just missed the apex into the hairpin. There's a little bit of a gap there. Is it enough for Al-Haidari to get through? Again, the space was there, but you just can't get the extra power needed out of these cars. It's quite a nice hairpin, that one as well, because even if you do run it in a little bit wide, there's still chance to carry some good corner speed through there. Speaking of corner speed, we've got a lot more of it through there as well. We're going to have to switch to the outside here just in an attempt to try and get alongside Al-Haidari. We can't do it, so we're going to try a late apex, cut the corner off early. Have we got the power to get along the inside? No, we're nowhere near him. So as we approach the end of the second lap, it's pretty much as you were, a 3-way battle for 9th place with less than a second separating us. Butkar in 9th, Al-Haidari in 10th, we're in 11th. Oh, and the rear of Alhadri's car just having a little bit of a slide through the final turn. That might give us an advantage. We're going to try and use the draft, but even that's not giving us enough speed to get alongside it. We'll pull to the inside, but no, we're not close enough. We can't make the lunge into T1. It would have ended in disaster. So still, we're going to have to sit behind Alhadri and wait for an opportunity. This is hard work. Yeah, hard work indeed. There's absolutely nothing between these cars and it's so difficult to pull alongside. Even here I tried to get some draft, but that didn't help. We weren't even close enough to stick our noses up the inside. So it looks like we might have to wait for a mistake to pounce. Working our way through the inner loop for the third time and there's still nothing between the three of us. However, we might be joined by a fourth soon because look who's in 12th position. Alexandre Ferreira is quite highly rated. He's got a rating of 1.76, so he's obviously quick and he is closing that gap. And of course the three of us fighting so closely together, it's only going to slow us down. And as I say that, there's contact in front and we have to jam on the brakes to avoid running into the back of Alhadri. That's cost us all our momentum and it's invited Ferreira to join in the pie. In fact, he's going to dive up the inside as we leave a little bit of a gap at the hairpin. I think we've got enough pace to hold on to this 11th position, but our three-way battle for 9th has just been gate crashed. Ferreira is joining in the fun. Yeah, watch Alhadri here. He just gets too close to Buckcar and makes contact right there. That causes him to get a little bit out of shape. We have to take evasive action. That costs us all our speed and Ferreira joins in. I'm running out of ideas to find a way past Alhadri at the moment. I think this corner might be one of my best hopes. If I can just level the corner off a bit quicker than him and get on the gas a bit faster, there might be an opportunity to pull along the inside, but it certainly didn't work that time. We're into the penultimate corner now. The yellow flags are out, so there might have been an instant a bit further ahead. We're being put under all kinds of pressure from Ferreira behind, and yeah, there's the car on the inside. That looks like Ashida Nobunaga. Now, he was running in 5th position and has obviously come to grief on the final turn, so that's promoted us into the top 10. Into T1 then, and we just get a little slide at the worst possible time. That sends us out wide over the curb. That's going to cost us some speed and it might give Ferreira the chance to move up the inside. Yes, he's got himself just ahead. We're going to try and put him under pressure, but we run out of track. We have to get off the gas and we're down to 11th. Here's the replay of what happened to Nobunaga and we can see he just gets a little nudge from behind there, which causes his rear to spin around and puts him into the barrier, and he wasn't the only one. This is Martinez also losing it at the final turn. However, further down the road at the end of the start straight, we also make a mistake. Thankfully not as severe as those two, but it did still cost us a position, just running a little bit wide there. Look at Ferreira sliding into this left-hander as the tyre temperatures go up here at Watkins Glen. The grip levels are coming down, but it doesn't seem to have deterred Ferreira. He's challenging Alhadri now. They're side by side into the hairpin. Ferreira thinks better of it. He tucks back in behind, so we're going to tuck in behind him. We'll try and get any draft we can, but from experience on previous laps, that doesn't count for much. Ferreira's going to go defensive though. He wants us on the outside of this upcoming right-hander, so there's probably not a lot we can do here. Ferreira running a little bit wide on exit. He's over the curb, but he will still have the inside line for this upcoming left-hander, so maybe we can take a later apex again, square the corner off earlier and get on the gas quicker. We do, but it's still not enough. And so the hard work continued. Every time we got near or alongside Ferreira, we were forced to go to the outside. Ferreira was defending at every opportunity and it was really tough to get past. Well, I think Buckcar might have made a mistake in that previous turn because all of a sudden Alhadri is right on his tail. In fact, he's going to go past. He's made a move up the inside on the exit of the hairpin. So all of a sudden, this is now a four-way battle for 8th position again. And once again, Ferreira's going to go defensive. So we're going to stick to the outside. Maybe, just maybe, he'll run it in hot and we can cut up the inside. He is going to run wide. And in fact, Buckcar's run even wider. We've surely got the pace to get past Buckcar and we might get alongside Ferreira too, but Ferreira's going to have the inside. There's no way around there. However, we might be able to square the corner off earlier and get on the gas quicker. We've tried it several times and it hasn't worked, but it might work now because we've got our nose in front as we reach the penultimate turn and we've taken 2 positions in 2 corners. Wow, it's taken the best part of 10 minutes to get those passes done, but as we cross the line to start a new lap, we're up to 9th position. Yeah, watch Terence Buckar in the red and blue car. He's eager to get around Al Haydari as quickly as possible, but he just clips the grass on the outside. That's what causes him to miss his braking point and sends him out wide. He's joined out wide by Ferreira. That puts us around the outside of both of them. We're able to close the door and pass Buckar, and then we can square the corner off a little bit earlier than Ferreira. We've rehearsed that move several times without success, but it worked a treat here. So what on earth can we do about Zaki Al Haydari? We've spent the majority of the race staring at his rear end, but we just can't find a way past. I still feel like we've got a little bit of extra pace, but making an overtake is really difficult. Can we try the same move that we pulled off a lap ago? Well, we can certainly give it a go. When we get on the gas mid-apex, we've certainly got a better exit, but I just don't think we've got the grunt to get alongside before we make it to the turn. So still we're behind Al Haydari here. And already we're beginning to gap the two cars behind. Ferreira in 10th is now more than a second back. And then Terence Buckar is more than a second further back again. Meanwhile, we've got our sights set firmly on 8th position, and we've got 2 laps left to make it happen. Al Haydari's going to go defensive, so we've got no choice but to send it in wide. Try and get the corner squared off early. Get on the gas quickly, and we might get the drive to go alongside Al Haydari. We're going to be side by side into the S's. Have we got the power to make the pass? Yes, we have. Man, these overtakes don't come easy in the BMW M235i Cup at Watkins Glen, but we've got it done. We're up to 8th. Yeah, Al Haydari's defensive line gave us no other option but to go out wide and try and take a late apex, and it worked a treat. Once again, we're able to square off the corner early, get on the gas a little bit quicker, and that's what gave us the power to take that 8th position. Well, with only 1 lap to go after this one, and the driver in 7th, Hugo Suarez, around 6 seconds down the road, I didn't think things could get any better for me, but then we get the news that Veska's been handed a drive-through penalty. Now, Veska is part of this epic 5-way battle for 2nd position, currently headed by Stephen Dollymore. Now, we said that these cars are evenly matched, and all 5 of these drivers have been separated by less than a second for most of the race. However, Veska is going to tail off now because he's going to go down pit lane and take his penalty. And while it's bad news for him, it's absolutely fantastic news for us, because we're going to cross the line to start the last lap of the race and get past Veska. That promotes us into 7th position, which we're able to hold until we get to the checkered flag. Al Haydari certainly kept us honest over that last lap. He was still within 0.4 of a second as we crossed the line, but he couldn't get close enough. So yeah, we may still be struggling for pace a little bit since coming back off our break, but we did improve on our qualifying time. Our best lap in the race at 2:01.5, so we went about half a second quicker in the race than we did in qualifying. But yeah, decent race that one, enjoyed it, very clean as well, so it's safe to say that the BMW M235i Cup in RaceRoom has redeemed itself. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Cheers!